Hi everyone, nice to meet you here. Today is May 15th, and today is also Teacher's Day in South Korea. If you watch this now, do not forget to say or send a message to your teachers. Happy Teacher's Day. Today, I'm gonna to do this presentation, and I'm gonna talk about this paper, which I worked on with Professor Xin before. The title of this paper is The Role of Living Lab in Smart City Projects, a comparative case study of two Northeast Asian cities that we published it last year. Okay, let's take a look at this outline. I will introduce by this order the research background, research design, paper review, and conclusion. If you have any questions, you can send KakaoTalk or WeChat to me. Here, I want to tell you the storyline of how I did this research before. Maybe 3 years ago, I took a class named Living Lab, and I got the research idea during my studying time. Then I conducted deep research into this Living Lab topic. I tried to find something very interesting to do this study. After countless discussion with Professor Xin, we identified some research topic. And as a co-author, I followed him and found a lot of data. The good news is, at the end, we published this into a journal paper. So if you have any good topic or idea, you can do the same things as me. I believe he will try his best to help all the students here. Okay, let's turn back to this topic. You can see this title is really long and has different factors. The concept of living lab here is actually like a platform for people to come together and create together, do co-innovation, co-production, and co-experimentation. What smart city is? I believe you all heard it before. It uses scientific and innovative technology to improve urban management and improve the people's quality of life. Take a look at this title again. We use the comparative case study to discuss the two cities, Taipei City and Busan City. You should find at least two cases when you do the comparative case study. Actually, I put a map here. I know you must all know the location of these two cities, right? Just move on. Okay, let's focus on this research design. The first thing is research question. When we ask questions, what should we start with? Yes, why question? So take a look at here. In this research, we ask, despite many similarities that might affect the effectiveness of smart cities, why do the two cities show different outcomes? In short, why are the smart city projects in Taipei City more effective than those in Busan City? Of course, we have more specific question here. What is the relationship between the smart city and the living lab? How can we systematically understand the interaction between those two? And what is the key overlapping component between the smart city and living labs? After finding the research question, we should think about the hypothesis. We proposed that cities with living lab projects may have higher levels of smart cities than cities without living labs. In this hypothesis, it is really easy to find the independent variable x and the dependent variable y. the dependent variable is with or without living labs. But how do we test this independent variable? We found two cities, one with many living labs and another one without living labs. The dependent variable y here is different level of smart city development. How can we evaluate the level of smart city? In this study, we used the data from smart city rankings to test those two cities. In this paper, in order to compare these two cities, we found a lot of data to compare them. Maybe here it's a little unclear here. And of course, you can find two tables in the paper. From the paper the first one, you can see that the two cities are very similar on many levels. And the table 5 shows that there is a big difference in the living lab participation situation between the two cities. And here, this table 7 shows the number of the smart city projects in Taipei City. Each project is named POC, Proof of Concept. Some of them are top-down and some of them are bottom-up. Actually, in Korea, most of the living labs are organized and implemented as a form of contest held by the central government. The living lab was not a real co-creation, so citizens could participate only in the final test stage. The two pictures here are screenshots from the Smart City Ranking Report. You can see Taipei City ranks higher than Busan City. Taipei here is ranked 7th, while Busan is ranked 50th. Why are they really different? In this paper, we assumed the main reason is whether living labs exist or not. Okay, let's talk about the measurement. We used the quantitative analysis, which is the most similar system design. I believe you are all very familiar with this research approach, but I still put the concept here. This strategy is predicated on comparing very similar cases, which differ in their dependent variable. In other words, two systems or processes produce very different outcomes. Then you can ask your question. We also interviewed to test our hypothesis. We did an interview with the Taipei Smart City Project Management, TPMO, and also we interviewed with Busan Smart City Management Office. Then let's take a look at the outcome. Cities with living lab projects have higher levels of smart city than cities without living labs. As a final conclusion, we can delete the word may because may means possibility. I also put one table here as a reference if you need it. Actually, this page is not a real paper review. I just put the paper's outline here. We have 5 parts. We create the new framework in the theoretical framework section, as I have shown you. How smart city projects can improve the user-driven innovation to achieve the effectiveness of smart city projects. The co-creation of living lab can play an important role. The end of an article needs to include implications. Based on a comparative study of the Taipei and Busan smart cities, this study finds that a living lab as a mechanism of co-creation can play a key role in building a successful and effectiveness on smart cities. It can be a channel for citizen participation in smart cities, thereby igniting a process of user-driven innovation to build a smart city, an inclusive model of smart city where the co-creation mechanism works systematically can be established, as has happened in the Taipei Smart City. Busan Smart City lacks living lab components, not because it was planned and led by the central government, but because it aims to create one smart city but without problems. What is the contribution of this study? This study shows that to develop a participatory smart city, the tradition of interventionalist states might be one of the biggest hurdles that some East Asian countries must overcome. Although it was a main driving engine for rapid and successful economic development in the past, it can jeopardize the future by delaying the development of participatory smart cities. You can understand this part as a policy implications. My presentation for today ends here. I hope that through this brief introduction, everyone can have a very clear understanding of how to write or develop your research design. Have a nice day and see you next week. Bye.